law enforcement content has gained a large audience on social media. There will be people who call themselves First Amendment auditors who will try to expose the police for being corrupt, but to do that, they'll just go in a public place or like near like an elementary school or something and just start recording. And then whenever they were approached, they would say that it's in their First Amendment right. And it's sort of become a not as much of like a person versus law issue, but a person versus person issue. So they know that what they're doing is wrong, but they're trying to get the officer to react with them in a way that will just get them attention, and then they try to write this off as defending their rights by the amendment.
Can I chime in
Yeah,
here?
go ahead.
My dad is the sheriff of Cecil County. An example of how this attention seeking can be very disruptive and harmful. He has talked about these First Amendment auditors. There's a very specific one. His name's like the Long Island auditor, something like that. But he's literally had to like take time out of his work to prepare for this guy to come in and just disrupt their agency and disrupt the police from actually doing real work. So that's just one real world example of how these people can disrupt and stop help from being given to actual people that need it.
Yeah, that's a good point. So another thing that is experienced is false sexual assault allegations. I have personal experience with this. I was accused of sexual assault a couple years ago. Nothing legal ever came of it, but it was definitely a very scary experience for me, and I was terrified. I thought my whole social life was going to fall apart, and that I just wasn't going to be able to like go to college or anything like that. So doing some research, it's only 0.032% of sexual assault convictions are false. So it obviously a very small amount, but every time that they happen, or like whenever people are accusing somebody of sexual assault, and it's fake, it's posted online as being a false thing, and it gains so much traction that people think that they're a lot more common than they are. You know, if there is a report of sexual assault, it's sad to say it, but it's become more likely for men to not believe the victim because they think false sexual assaults are so much more prevalent than they really are.
Yeah. Thinking about the issue stemming from attention seeking, a different perspective, leads to the argument that attention seeking behavior has a rather positive effect on both online and real world society. One of the main points of this argument is that the fact that celebrities have their careers based off attention, they use their platforms to kind of promote a positive style towards their target audience. Oftentimes a way to raise money for charity is what they might say.
There are some good things that come out of seeking attention just as an idea, but this isn't the only thing that celebrities do. Like they do raise money, but on the other side, people who are celebrity worshippers overall have poorer mental health and more depression and anxiety and social dysfunction, and they also are more likely to show stalking tendencies. When people form their personalities around celebrities, they sort of become jealous of them, and they want this life that they don't have. They're so focused on trying to be like glamorous, essentially, like these celebrities, that they're not with the rest of the world. So do you guys have any last remarks before I close this up?
Going with the whole obsession over celebrities, anyone that knows me knows that I really love the Beatles, and John Lennon's assassin was famously hyper obsessed with him, and this obsession led to this crazy guy ending up shooting and killing him. So that's just another example I can think of how this obsessive behavior can ultimately be really negative.
It really is among the people to realize what's happening around them and to kind of improve their situational awareness for stuff like this.
So just sort of to close this off, it's true that attention-seeking behavior is just a part of human nature, but it's important for us as a society, especially on social media, to realize when people are seeking attention in a harmful way, and not just the behavior, but the person as a whole. You need to do your part and stop supporting the people, because when somebody doesn't receive the attention, they realize that it's not going to get them attention, so they're more likely to stop doing it. People fighting for recognition it's just sort of like the same idea getting more and more extreme every time. Like, this wouldn't need to be stopped if it had never started. So if the people who had started it never got attention in the first place, it wouldn't continue to spiral and keep getting worse. So like, it'll get popular, die down, and somebody will do it more extreme and it'll get popular and die down. But it wouldn't keep happening if it was stopped before it even started. So when these people make these statements that are so like outrageous that a response is warranted, it's probably not a real opinion, and that might not be backed by research, but it's just sort of a thing that you have to think about before you start to fall for people making these claims online. Hopefully, the listeners and other people around on social media come to recognize when they're being upset online intentionally and react in a calmer and more critical manner just by ignoring it.